Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, stock market surprises. But it's no surprise if you know what to expect. Time is almost up. What do I mean by that? In the next 6 to 8 months, time is almost up, and buy assets that you own, ladies and gentlemen. That is the theme for the night. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for being here. Meanwhile, share the videos because you never know who's out here looking for information or who doesn't know they need to be looking for the information. And if you missed the stock market, it was crazy. That's right. Dow surges nearly 700 points for record close as big tech stocks rise. That's under CNBC. Remember last week, buy. And here we go again. Up, down, up, down. Ownership, ladies and gentlemen, even though if you invest in stocks, that is part ownership in a company, that is true. But what we're talking about is you need to think about buying ownership that is passive income. Hardly any work to do is very hard. But in today's society, there's several different things that you can do. Just by one thing to think about. When you are on these social media platforms, these ads are rolling by. The ads actually are paid for in advance. The software serves the ads to you. These companies collect money up front, uses software once it's made, created, which is an IP, by the way, source code, that's ownership. So all of that goes hand in hand, and they could be anywhere on the planet and still make money without having to employ hundreds of people. Less than two. How about that? All right. What do you got to say, ladies and gentlemen? Were you sitting on the sidelines watching the parade go by today? Or were you already here and waiting last week? Post-retirement travel and a few others in the house was saying, buy. Who did not see this coming? Shame on you. Now, if you are new here, you might be saying, what's he talking about? But it's all right. EV Place, another investor, is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he has that beautiful icon next to his name. In case you don't know, that means he's a member of the channel. I humbly appreciate it. Thank you so much for that support. And he brings his tagline, good evening, SSN family. I hope you all are doing well. That's right. It's another day. We rose from the sleeping, and we have another day to be our best. That's right. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying it now. We have a little delayed situation because there was a time that we were going to do something. But I have to say, it is going to happen. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen in like 6 months because it's a total takeover is what's going to happen. In the lab, been putting some things together, pen, pads, and papers. And oh yes, some new lessons have been learned because I've been having time to even watch some videos online. Funny how things work out. EV Place, very happy to see you once again. And if anybody's new here and who's a real estate investor, I have something for you that I'm selling myself. I have just go look it up, Larimar City and Resort in Dominican Republic, in Punta Cana, the city of Punta Cana, the resort type town, Punta Cana now. Everybody knows Punta Cana these days. But it's at Larimar City and Resort, as I've mentioned. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, ocean view, Farallon view, and 11th floor. $169,000. Now, here's the thing. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry because you can take over my payments. And just so you understand, in the open market, if you're an SSN Nation member and you're part of the SSN Nation WhatsApp group and lifestyle, then you would have a special deal. Everybody else, just saying, you got to have to put down about 30 G's. But then you just pay at 0% interest to the developer. It's not developed yet. It's going to be delivered late 2027 is what they say. Wake me in 2028 is what I say. But we'll see how this all plays out. So far, I have not been incorrect on anything they have done other than I believe them at the beginning. I no longer believe them now. Whatever they say they're doing, take it with a grain of salt. All right? Now, I have some other news, but that's not today, even though I'll get into it. Because first things first, when Mr. Dividend arrives, if he arrives tonight, I can only say this right now. Because we do PSAs, just so you understand. It's not always about making money. Sometimes you have to worry about protecting people. Helping people is the key here. That's what the SSN Nation is. 1.5 million hand warmers recalled after one death. Hundreds of injuries. I'm finding this very, very interesting. One death, hundreds of injuries. No problem other than a recall. A recall is released to let people know something's going on, right? So I'm trying to figure out, how do you have measles reach an all-time record high and that's not cause for alarm? I'm like, I don't understand, especially when it could have been eradicated by vaccines. But nonetheless, I digress. Let me give you guys the actual hand warmer information. More than 1.5 million rechargeable hand warmers have been recalled after reports that their lithium-ion batteries can overheat, catch fire, cause burns. The CPSC received 1,480 overheating reports, including 15 fires, 350 burn injuries, and 1 fatality. Oh, so it wasn't just one. There's 350 burn injuries. You think that's a problem after about 10 to 20 of them? Come on. Consumers should stop using the recalled hand warmers immediately and request a full refund through OCQ or OCOOPA recall process. Okay, here's what we do here, just so everybody understands the assignment. What we do is, oh, I see I'm coming late to the party on another platform. But anyhow, we're here. Hey, all right. I put a link in the chat room so you can go check it out. All right. It's that simple. Put a link in the chat room. All right. Let's go. In the chat room, there's a link so you can get it yourself. Share it with family and friends because people probably will have hand warmers, especially since it's going to get chilly in a few more months in a lot of locations. So it would not be out of the realm that could happen. All right. Now, we have something else too. New pancreatic cancer treatment now in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's doubling a person's lifespan. There's hope if you have pancreatic cancer to extend your life. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, apparently. I don't know. You're going to have to do your own research. And like I said, this is courtesy of Mr. Brian P., Mr. Dividend. He's here. CDJ8118, I see you. Thank you so much for being in the house on the other platforms. Make sure you guys get these links because this right here is something that's going to be very, very interesting because, it's like in America, they don't want universal health care. And it's almost like they're trying to kill you at the same time. So I'm always intrigued, always happy to see that there could be some sort of treatment because, when you have people in power and they cut research, it could be research such as this, such as when they cut the cancer kids research. See that right there, ladies and gentlemen. So now we have another company talking about curing cancer. Do you understand how much the medical field makes on cancer, tumors, and related illnesses? It's trillions of dollars annually. Why don't you go look and see who the top 50 wealthiest people on the planet? Funny thing, there's an anomaly. There's about 4 or 5 are owners of healthcare companies in America. Not other countries though, but in America. 4 or 5. That should tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. EV Place has a question. Did Larimar accept takeover? No. No takeover for Larimar. Not happening. They're still I did some things earlier today because I was just curious. Speaking of the ownership, the structure, because I was trying to figure out, it just dawned on me. I was like, how's the CEO living in DR, in Punta Cana, but the company's in Spain? How is it he's not having to be in Spain as the CEO after 2022 to 2026? I just realized. I'm like, so then it said something to the effect of they have their board who oversees activities. I'm still like, this is kind of baffling. I was like, this is kind of strange. So then I was like, does that mean Claire HP is a subsidiary or something? It says no. So then I said, well, that doesn't make sense. So therefore, they do have another company, so the subsidiary is Inicar SRL. That's who does Larimar. Then it pops up and says, oh, yeah, his brother and somebody else owns another company that's an offshoot of that. I'm like, oh, this is like a little funny business. It's all right. No takeover for Larimar, man. They're not going to sell. Well, I can't even get into some things right now, but I will. Brian P., Mr. Dividend, is in the house. Another investor's here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Man, he brings his tagline this evening. Happy day, Eric. I hope all is well with you and your family. Yes, it is. I woke up again. I have food on the table, roof over my head. What else can you ask for? Water as well. Happy day, SSN. Smash that like button. That's it. Smash that like button. That's what we have to do to show some love. No matter which platform you're watching from, you got to hit that like button, hit the heart button, hit the check box, hit whatever button, the square. It does not matter. You got to hit it because, they like to dampen our spirits. Because we try to help. Findhelp.org for everybody that's out here in these trying times. Findhelp.org. This is free help. Not 100% free because sometimes the nonprofits do charge a little bit of money. But you put in your zip code of the city you're in and you will see a drop-down menu and you'll have a lot of choices. It could be anything from helping for rent, helping for a down payment on a mortgage, or even helping for down payment for when you rent. It could be transportation, it could be health care, it could be jobs, it could be a lot of different things. So go to findhelp.org, courtesy of Matthew Lesko, the guy with the question mark suits from 30, 40 years ago on late night TV is still at it. So if you want to join the fam, Lesko help, HELP. Did I forget to tell you, you always have a pen, pad, paper when you hang out here in the SSN Nation. Lesko helps, LES as in Sam, K as in Kenny, O as in Oscar, HELP as in Paul.com. Yes, just sign up for the yearly. It's worth it. You get in the groups, you get in there, put in the chat room what you might need help with, and people will help you with grants, free stuff that can help you, or a direction for you to go. That is more powerful than anything else. Is that worth 50 or 60 a year? You tell me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it because the stock market surprises are going to continue to happen. Let me tell you something right now. Before any recession that grabs them by the balls, that means you, ladies and gentlemen, all of us. You can't escape. There's only one way you get to escape. That's if you have reserves. That's if you own something that even during a recessionary period, you still make money. Ownership can do that, but are you going to own something that makes money whether you have customers or not? That's what's going to be the big deal. How are you going to make money if you have customers or not? Well, then that means whatever you own should be needed. I'll say again, what you own should be needed. For instance, do you own a water company? Because you can't live without water, right? What about TV? Even when things go south economically, people watch TV. If you watch TV, then there's several little things that happen because advertisers are still going to advertise. So then shouldn't it make sense you might want to own something along those lines? That would be good. Wouldn't you want to be able to put things on those platforms if you're a filmmaker or a movie maker or a TV maker or a songstress or a musician? You got to put something up. Just like right now, you can put something up like what I'm doing right now. And even if there's an economy that goes south, you're still going to get ad revenue money. Just saying, people are still going to watch. People are still going to watch advertisements. Advertising agencies are still going to advertise. Maybe not as much as before, but still, if you own, what can I tell you? So that's why the surprise is the stock market. No. The all-time record highs? No. This is standard issue right before a recession. We had a 3-year countdown that started 2 years and 8 months ago. That's right, 2 years, 8 months ago, prediction almost on point. And it's going just as we predicted because this is why last year, funny thing, started talking about stock market trading because of this volatility. You'd be able to make more money than if you invest in the stock market. That's right. You could have been making money today, hand over fist, last week, hand over fist, by trading. We knew this was coming. But I understand. Talk is one thing, execution's another, learning is another. Those are called barriers to entry. Some of you don't want to go past some barriers of entry that are perceived. They are not real. You just didn't want to learn. See, you could have taken almost a year to learn. You would have been very good right now. Just saying. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what else we got going on in the house. Brian P., once again, thank you so much for being here. Okay, hold on. I'm having difficulties. They done changed up on me. All right, temperature plus lithium. What can go wrong? Exactly. Exactly. I don't know what could happen. I know. When EV vehicles burn up and people are like, what happened? Well, maybe driving around on pavement where it's 120, 130 coming off the pavement, and you've got battery packs, maybe that's not such a good idea. Oh my, that's funny right there. That is funny. Oh man. Initial payments back? No, initial payment is not back. In fact, they haven't even responded. They're the ones that told me to respond to post ventas, right? That's the post sales team. Respond directly. I responded directly. First one said, they're paraphrasing a short little two sentences. Make no mistake about it, I want my full refund. So then I said, but I'm enclosing a copy of a payment that did not apply to my account. So I need an actual account of my payments, please. And I need it updated because I might want to get rid of it. So I need to prove that that's what your ledger says. And I CC'd my attorney. So you can respond to both of us. That was the first email. That was probably last Wednesday. Then on Friday, we had to shoot off another email. Or was it Thursday? Thursday shot off another email where I said, oh, just so you know, I think I might have somebody that wants to buy it. So I might just have somebody to take over payments. So just giving you an update. And let me know when you're going to send me back my updated payments ledger. So far, no response. And I did tell them that I would contact them today, I believe. It might have been tomorrow, but it might have been the date. But it doesn't really matter because I never got back my ledger updated. No response from either email. I found that very interesting. Check out this. Okay, we got something else. Common knee surgery may do more harm than good. I don't know how I would defend in your email. Let me go check. Let me go check. I have some very bad news though that I'm going to make a video about. Oh, hotel Wi-Fi attack. Okay, not that. Okay, hold on. Let me go see what we happened. I got a lot of stuff all of a sudden. Where was this stuff earlier today? That's interesting. Common knee surgery. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is not good. Hey, knee surgery is messed up. If you can avoid it, don't do it. Well, I mean, although, no, I shouldn't say that. It depends on what it is. If you have it where your knees come together and your cartilage is gone, then that's going to be very, very painful. That's like no shocks. So that generally has been successful, but what they don't tell people is that procedure generally lasts 10 years, 10 to 15 years. That's what they don't tell people. And so it makes it very interesting if somebody gets that when they're like, let's call it whatever, 55 years old. And then when they're 65 to 70, older, telling them, hey, you got to go through surgery to get that replaced, is kind of wild. And I don't understand where we live at to do craziness. Let's see, what type of surgery is this? Thousands of Americans who undergo common knee surgery might be making their problems worse than better. Researchers who follow patients for, oh my, 10 years after they received either the actual procedure or arthroscopic knee surgery to trim degenerative cartilage tears or really sham surgery, a skin incision for knee pain found the surgery provided little or no profit or benefit, and it was accelerated osteoarthritis and higher rates of reoperation. That generally meant a total knee replacement. Again, That's one of the things. 10 years. Once again, this is funny. I don't know how I would defend this procedure at all, said one of the study's authors. You can't. This is what's so bad. That generally meant a total knee replacement is the thing, but even total knee replacement has a lifespan. Just so you understand, it's not 30 years. Let's just put it that way. All right. I'm not going to go any further. What I'll do is I'll leave this here so you guys can check this out. But this is based on meniscus surgeries, which, again, you're not you're not doing anything. Removing something and not being able to repair is the problem. So it can only get worse. I mean, I don't understand this, but they had a lot of people. Um, the number of procedures has declined steadily in recent years. I would hope so. Um, these figures do not include beneficiaries in Medicare Advantage private insurance plans that cover more than half of Medicare enrollees. Okay. They said these tears are common in people over 50, the result of wear and tear, and often not painful. Yeah, yeah. By the way, anybody have any knee problems? I highly suggest that before you do anything, you need to understand anything below your knee as you get older, because you don't really play sports, your calf area, your Achilles, your flexibility down below your knee gets diminished. And because both your muscle and all of your ligaments and things like this gets diminished because you're not using it, you're not doing things, that actually does affect your knees. So simply do this. Put in uh, knee therapy on YouTube or any social media, any video, because video helps you. You can be on any media, social media platform that has video. Put in knee pain exercise or knee exercises, and it will take you probably 1 month to 3 months. Just doing simple exercise that some of them you could be sitting around and you can do some things. But flexibility will matter. A bunch of things that you will think, oh, it hurts me. Oh, it hurts me. You're right, it hurts. But actually, you strengthen up the other part, then your knee actually starts breathing like it has new life. And again, it depends. It could take 3 months, it could take 1 month. Just start and then just do these little exercises every day. And you'll be shocked a month later, 3 months later, 4 months later. That's just part of your life, part of your routine. And then one day, you'll be like, oh, I didn't even notice. I just walked up the stairs. I didn't even feel any pain. Or I just walked up the hill, didn't feel no pain. Wait a minute. I can run, don't feel no pain. That's right. There's little things. Your body is a machine. It just takes time. And let's just say the other part. Your diet matters as well. Your body needs something that helps you rebuild cartilage. Collagen, for instance, right? Just saying. MSM. Just saying, right? You need some of that. You need also the blueberries. You need some fruits. You need vegetables. This is the kind of thing you need. You don't need protein really, but you still have to eat a healthy balance because your nutrients are needed to go down there. And that's one of the hardest places to get nutrients. Just so you guys understand, hopefully, you know, you gotta make money, own your body, ownership, because it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg for health insurance going forward. Depending on what happens on the midterms, because if the GOP party still has control of the House and the Senate, you can always forget no health care for all coming for you. In fact, you might be running along. Medicare is going to be cut, and they already did it. It's supposed to start January 2027. That's right. They didn't want to do it right now. They wanted the midterms to go by, so now they cut it. That's the GOP are in control of the House and the Senate. So you can't blame nobody else. And you're going to have Medicare problems that's not going to be covered because they took money out. The tax cut, tax break bill. Remember that? Post-retirement travel. Brian P., you're welcome. Thank you. Brian P., we have another person that's an investor, EV Place, in the house. I'm sure he was doing the salsa dance today. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening, hello all, let's do this. And he was the one last week, last Monday, last Wednesday, telling people, back up the truck, I'm buying. Were you paying attention? All of you who were, I'm pretty sure you're doing the salsa dance today. Just saying. That's how it goes. Thank you so much for being in the house, post-retirement travel, and for that icon next to your name, which I humbly appreciate your support. That means he's a member of the channel along with EV Place, so I appreciate them both being in the house. James Way, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he has his tagline, another investor's in the house. Hello all. Glad to be here early in the month, and that damn rent is still too damn high. You're damn right. The damn rent is still, and I put too damn high as well, a double, because there's no end in sight. Although, it's very, very interesting what's going to happen, because there's going to be fallout T-minus 8-9 months. It's already starting right now. People are saying, I don't want commercial property. Let me get rid of this if I can. Some people are like, let me get rid of my house because my equity's going down. I'm losing some of my equity. Oh my goodness, we can't get rid of it. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait, did you really think 2009 was like bad? Oh my. Oh my. Ownership, ladies and gentlemen. The stock market is one thing. But see, you have to leave money in the stock market. But here's the thing. If there's a meltdown, the stock market profits go bye-bye in a blink of an eye. So then you have to figure out, what do you do with your money after you take it out or take it, well, leave it in your brokerage account, but you sell your shares or whatever you do. You're going to have to figure something out. Ownership, you don't have to figure anything about it because you already know what's going to happen. Thank you for using those emails, says Brian P. Thank you. I hope that helps someone. Yes, tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. In fact, let me go put this over here also, just so everybody gets it from all over the place. Here we go. I better check something real quick. Okay, good. All right. Once again, I'm just letting you guys know the bottom line to the story. Stock market surprises, not for us here in the SSN Nation. Again, history does funny things. It tells you pretty much what's going to happen. So if you guys think that I'm like some Nostradamus knowing that the stocks are going to go up and down, I am not. But when you study history on what happens before recessions, like the Great Recession, what is that, 15, 17, 18 years ago, when you check what happened before the Great Depression, when you see what happens before a Black Monday or a Black Friday on the stock market event occurs, or when there's any other downturn in the economy, there's a funny thing. The stock market goes up. It's volatile, just like what happened this past 7 days. It goes down and then it comes roaring right back. And then it plays around for a few weeks to a month. And all of a sudden it dips. And then all of a sudden it dips some more. And then, oh, it starts rolling right back. When you see that type of activity, you should start getting worried. It's that time. Right on cue, as far as I'm concerned. It's August. December 31st is when we started. 3 years ago, December 31st of this year, the countdown. And it's going to be almost right on schedule. Mind you, this little activity is going to keep happening for the next 2, 3 months because it's the elections coming up. If there's a meltdown before the election, oh my, then that would be very bad for a certain party. Even worse, catastrophic. Then somebody would be getting, I won't get into it. But then it's not going to happen. So it's going to happen in 2027. All right? That's what I expect. We'll see how much further my prediction that started 2 years, 8 months ago. We'll see how that goes. Because it's August, September, October, November, December. It's that close, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure it's going to help people. That's what I love about it, man. Thank you so much for giving out the info, sending it to me so we can do some PSAs. Because this is crazy what's going on out here. We got some more, though. We have some more recalls from pistachio nuts at Walmart, where the whole country pretty much shops in a Walmart. So this can affect some people as well. Florida, found salmonella in food now recalled from Walmart stores in 19 states. This just came out August 3rd. One lot of nut butter sold under a Walmart house brand has been recalled. Yikes. After state of Florida testing found salmonella in 3 jars. Jesus. Random. Jeez. That's not. Thing in America. You live in a third world country. You don't know 32 NATO allies all have some form of universal health care. And we're supposedly the top dog. And we don't have it for our citizens. How cute. And now you're going to find out all that deregulation, all of that. I told you 4 years ago, 6 years ago, it comes back to haunt you when you remove elements to study. And that's why Brian P. keeps track. Every day, there's something going on that's going to affect you. And people, unfortunately, have eaten that. Some people could die from it or get illnesses from it. And then where do they have to go? To the hospital. Now, owning a hospital, I don't recommend. Just saying. All right? Just saying. Just saying. I don't recommend it. All right. H.R. Tamara Larry, another investor's in the house in the medical field. Welcome to the SSN Nation. Money Making Monday live stream. And she brings a simple HR tagline, but it might have been a typo, so it's her usual tagline, hello all. And she repeated again, hello all. I'm having these type of computer situations myself. Very happy to see you once again. Hopefully everything's going well with you and you staying out of trouble. That'd be a good thing. All right, let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be on too long. Stock market surprises, they're going to continue to happen. Do you know how to invest when the stock market goes up, stock market goes down? Do you know how to invest when there's a president who says on Thursday, Friday, oh, I'm going to blow them to smithereens. But then on Friday, he says, oh, I taco, okay, not going to happen. On Sunday, he says, well, we might come to an agreement. Who did not know the stock market wasn't going to go up? Come on, let's get real. But then after he says that, Iran says, "Oh, there's what agreement? Let me just bomb a ship just so people understand who's in charge over here." And we're not paying no attention to him. But the stock market still went up. Very interesting. Stock market is going up because it's its own casino. If there's ever a time that you should understand the stock market is for the wealthy, why you should be in is because it's manipulated. There is no way that you can have 3.5, 3.4, 4.0% inflation. The Federal Reserve does nothing. They don't increase rates. The inflation just keeps moving up. And the stock market says, no worries. We got it. We're not going down. We don't care. I'm like, how's it not going down? This is crazy. That's just one little key, one little factor. But the fact of the matter is, there's also less sales because 80% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. So there's farms going out of business. There's businesses going out of business. There's jobs being lost. Manufacturing, livable wage jobs are pretty much disappearing. All the metrics are going down, but the stock market, who are companies laying off tens of thousands of people, somehow the stock market keeps going up. That ought to scare the bejesus out of a lot of you. But some of you better be prepared. I want to know who's going to be prepared when the stock market actually does go down, not just like what happened last week, but when a Black Friday or Black Monday event occurs, are you going to be in position to take advantage of it? That's going to be the $1,000,000 question. All right, where's Burry at? Where's Michael Burry at? I want to see him. We need to get him on, right? I want to know what's he shorting. Is it like the whole tech industry? I mean, seriously. If people don't have money, they can't buy your stuff. All right, check your fridge. Look at this. Spaghetti. Chicken dishes might have metal in them. This is what see, this is just going to keep happening. Again, I'm scared pretty much to eat. So I'm sitting here like making shakes. I'm like making soups where I actually know where the water comes from. I actually know where I can look at the noodles. I can throw them in soup. I can go and check out some turkeys or something. I'm like, I'm scared. I'm scared because our healthcare industry here in America is not it. Depends on where you go, where you live, but man, it's lacking. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go check this out. Check your fridge. Dishes might have metal in them. Product recall. A notice posted by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, Food Safety Inspection. Home-style food has been recalled. UCROP, UROP apostrophe S, never heard of it. Home-style food has recalled its fully cooked baked spaghetti and chicken cobbler dishes as they might be contaminated with metal slivers. The problem was discovered after the establishment received a consumer complaint regarding a metal piece found in full cooked product. The release reads, "Oh my. These items were produced between July 1st and July 29th. Over 22,800 pounds of the spaghetti and chicken cobbler items shipped to retailers in North Carolina, Virginia, and sold online have been impacted. North Carolina, Virginia, and sold online. Sheesh. U-Crop's baked spaghetti bulk, 64-ounce aluminum pan with plastic overwrap. Best Buy, July 8th through August 5th. Damn, that's late. U-Crop's chicken cobbler, same 64-ounce bulk, aluminum pan and plastic overwrap. Best Buy, July 8th through August 5th. These are all expiring. U-Crop's chicken cobbler 14.8 ounce cardboard tray with plastic overwrap. Same buy dates. 7/8 through August 5th. Wow. 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 Okay. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Your health is wealth. Make sure you stay out of trouble. Make sure you stay out of trouble. Yep, this is out of control. Fruit shakes are great as far as you know source of the fruits. That's exactly right. Hey, you know what? You know what's even worse? Here's what's even worse. You know organic fruit, you think it's all good. Even that's messed up. Cuz they use different type of fertilizers. And so those fertilizers still have pests that still are there. So you still have to clean it even more. Yikes. Very true. Your source of fruits, that's the hardest thing. In fact, your source of any fruits or vegetables is hard. All you can do is look on a sticker. Made in Mexico, not made, but produced in Mexico by the SKU number. Notice fruits have the little barcode on there that actually tells you what region of the world it's from. And it also says other things like if it's organic or something. But the fact of the matter is, it's in America. We are going reverse. The first things you should care about is your health and, well, actually the food supply and the water supply. Those are the top two things that any human should be concerned about. The fact that you have a whole political party that doesn't care is crazy. And then you have to start thinking, what happens if I get sick and I can pass it on to somebody else? Which is what we have going now, like the measles thing is out of control. But that's only because people don't want to get vaccinated. But the point is, other people are getting sick and some people are going to die, whether it's 10 people, 5 people, 100. But they didn't have to. So this type of mentality, I could easily see why descendants of the EU would be running from their countries. I'm just like, what the frick? This is insane. But this is where it goes. We know where this is going. And this is why EV Place, we talked about this last year when we were saying you want to get your own boxes out back. You want to start doing your own fruits and vegetables in your yard. You know what pesticides you're using. First off, you know now it's all natural. Second off, and now health-wise, you own your health. Third off, and now the payoff. It costs you less than at the grocery store and less harmful pesticides and critters. Pesticides do not get rid of the critters, just saying. All right, just letting you guys know. All right, let's go. It's very important. Remember, I know, Eric. I grow my own little veggie garden. Exactly, EV Place. Exactly. No soil. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. No soil. All you need is a bucket of water, a lid with a basket, and three ingredients. You can even grow on a balcony. That is very true. Just need a little sunshine. That's it, for the most part. So, this is what you're going to have to do, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know where you live. Again, do you think all these Americans that have all these health issues, that's like so many, like, oh, that's kind of rare. Oh, that's kind of rare. Oh, that rarely happens. Oh, do you think this is a coincidence? It's not. It's been manufactured, but that's only manufactured because people keep going on the side of deregulation. We don't care. We don't want nothing to do. We don't want to make sure that we're going to check your health before it gets worse. So therefore, we can't have no pay to see a doctor. You see where I mean, this is crazy. It's like a whole setup. Only the strong will survive, or the knowledgeable will survive. That's part of your asset class. Your mind, your education, what you're intaking, what you're learning to actually help yourself, your loved ones, your family, humanity, all of that goes together. But we'll take one step at a time. As they always say on the plane, if the oxygen goes out in the plane, make sure you get your face covered first, so then you can help everybody else. Same rules apply here. Make sure you have your oxygen mask on first. Then that way you can help everybody else. All right, let's go. Let's go. We got into some more health issues. We got into what you can do. That's why you should have a pen, pad, and paper. You never know where we're going to go, because ownership comes in several different ways. If you own your health, you won't see the doctor. The only thing you're going to see a doctor for is when the doctor goes, hey, you haven't been to over here for about 5 years. And it's like, why should I come over there? First of all, I gotta give you a little copay, no big deal. But then you're gonna try and make up some nonsense, and I'm just gonna get pissed. Because the first thing that's gonna happen, you're gonna come in and be like, let me get some blood work. Then you're gonna go check the blood. Then you're gonna be like, hey man, your cholesterol, it's not looking that good. And run off some numbers. Like, oh yeah, you know it, your LDL, it's like 150. 140. It's like, I might have to give you some statin. Oh my, statin. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, don't take statin. Just saying. And then he's going to tell me, Eric, your heart rate, it's not normal. Even though it's 120 something over 70, it's not normal range. Like they talk to you, right? They'll tell you these worrisome things. But they only tell you this because you don't know the numbers. If you know the numbers, then you'll be looking at them like, dude, what's wrong with you right now? I already know what you're saying. You saying like you need to give me some prescription, but what you're saying is not actually right. Ownership, ladies and gentlemen, you should study. Just saying. You should study. And by the way, your body's a machine. And since it's a machine, just like your car, if your car says use synthetic oil, and then you go to a mechanic says, oh man, no worries, just put in regular oil, your car will be fine. And by the way, it costs a little bit extra, but it'll be fine. That's like what doctors do in America. It's like, man, dude, stop talking to me. Stop talking. Whatever you're saying is not relevant right now. Whatever you're saying is not going to happen. And then you have to school them on why not. It's like, are you trying to kill me or something? You know what happens if I take this stuff? Yeah, it messes up your heart a little bit. Messes up like your livers and kidneys and all kind of crap, man. I'll be in here taking 3 more things after this, after a year. Do you understand? It's a breakdown of your system by taking this stuff. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we get into other areas, but that's part of your investment strategy. You own your health. Don't you have the internet, you have medical journals, you have studies, you can see everything. You don't have to go by a guy who has a vested interest to make sure you are sick and have to come back and see him. See, that's the thing. A doctor's not really trying to heal you. That may be just a cause and effect because he needs you to take some stuff. He needs you to get procedures potentially. He needs you to make sure he gets paid. That's the way I look at doctors. I don't look at doctors because the only doctors that won't be like that would be the guy that when you walk in says, hey, you know what? You can take these 5, 6, 7. Let me give you something to eat that would actually help your system to actually regulate and function better. And by the way, don't eat sugar, all this, get this stuff. A guy that talks to you about how an engine works. Your body's an engine, it's a computer, it's a bunch of things, right? It's just like a computer. But here we got a doctor that comes in and says, oh, hey, man, you should have 16 gigabytes of RAM if you have Windows 10 or 11, right? And he says, oh, don't worry about it, man. I'm going to take out this 4, so you'll have 12. And I'm going to give you this. It's just a little thing right here. It's just 1 gigabyte. But it's not even, this is my prescription. It's basically 1 gigabyte of a lower grade of RAM. So now, all of a sudden, you come back and be like, hey, man, my computer's it's acting funky. What's wrong? Oh, yeah, here, man, let me give you another RAM. So now your computer works a little bit better. It's like, hold up, man. But then it's 2 years later. It's like, dude, I don't know what's up. Oh, don't worry, man. Don't worry. We have something new that just came out this year. It had great studies. Here, let me write this prescription for you. That's what it's like right now. They're not trying to fix anything. They're not doing anything. He's not sitting there saying, hey, man, you know what? Let me just take out that old DDR RAM and let me give you the latest and greatest, as long as you can handle it, and come back and see me in 3 months. Let me know how it goes. I gave you some stuff that's all natural. I gave you some stuff that's going to synergistically fit within your parameters. Just try this out. Get back to me. 3 months schedule. And no copay, by the way. See, if there was a doctor that acts like that, now we can talk for life. All right, post-retirement today. I saw a Larimar City video ad on Facebook. It looks stunning with turquoise water, pool, bars, cafe, parks, and clubs. You have to agree, those renderings are incredibly beautiful. Yeah, incredible. It's incredible. It's fake. It's fake. All right. Origins is the only thing they've built so far. Origin was supposed to be a beach club with those pools, by the way. I mean, the water that you're talking about, that Origin is like the second building from the end of your renderings. It don't look like that. It's nothing more than, it's not even a beach club. It's a pool. They have a building that they call Origin that's attached to the pavilion. I don't even know if there's actually a kitchen in there. I don't even think there's a kitchen in there, quite frankly. think there might be a microwave in there or something, but I don't think they're cooking stuff on site. So basically, they have a pool there. And yes, I will say the pool, it's cool. It's a pool. It's probably like 25, nah, maybe 30 feet long by 20 feet. Loungers, umbrellas that hang up top, in geometric shapes, diamond shape. It's just a cover high in the air. Because, of course, they can't build a real AC environment, right? But, anyhow, it's a pool. And it's on the edge, which, again, I, there's a, I don't, it's on a cliff. I don't want nothing near an edge. I mean, they almost have zero edge on this thing. It might be a foot, maybe 2 feet. Let's just give them credit. Let's say it's 2 feet. That's too close to the edge for me. What could go wrong? I don't get it, but okay, that's what they did. But it's a pool, nonetheless. That's it. So all they have with all those renderings they shot out, all they really have is a pool after 6 years. And it's a pool that would be at any apartment complex. The tables and chairs and all that stuff, not so much, because I don't know why you would need four top tables, holds four people. I don't know why you would have a whole section of this, unless, of course, you're going to use it for marketing purposes, and that's what they do. That's literally what they do. They also have a bridge with clear. It's an overlook, and it's clear. That's in the advertisements. They have that. Um, I don't know why. I can already see the water from where I'm standing, but okay. Waste of money on that just for marketing. Then they have, you come down the cliff a little bit, about 8, 9 stairs, and then they have a seating area with benches across, so you can again look out over Punta Cana and possibly see the ocean on the horizon. You can already do that by just standing on the cliff. So I don't understand, but it's good for marketing. I don't really care about, I don't know why anybody would care about that. Again, I'm standing on the cliff. I can see water on the horizon. I need to go sit down below a little bit, about 10 feet or 15 feet down, and look out over the city in like a bar stool area. It looks like about 10 feet. I haven't been there. It's about 10 feet, it looks like. So you just sit there. Bring your drink down. I guess you get a drink from somewhere. I don't know where, but whatever. Um, I don't get it. It's for marketing purposes only. Nothing is functional really other than the pool. There's a jacuzzi there. I'm pretty sure they're not running electricity out there. That would be crazy work. HOA is not even in effect. That would cost an arm and a leg. So again, their renderings, that's how they get the sales. And this is another reason, if you're buying real estate, you always should go. You should actually go, and then you should actually pay attention. Because if you go with the Larimar crew, they take you out there, they hype it up. They're saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I'm going to have a special person that going to contact you every month, give you updates, like they done to the guy that bought at Horizon View, because he spent $290,000. Told him it was going to be delivered March 2026. Clearly, they haven't even broke ground in July 2026. And it's going to be a monumental task. Wake me in 2029 if that's going to be ready. So, and the worst part is the man put down like 100,000. Yeah. I tried to talk him out of it a year ago. But when he went there, I'm going to have my own special person that calls me and gives me updates every month. I'm like, that ain't gonna happen. That's BS. He's been calling me right now. I said, yeah, you gave him 100 G's. That's why. Call me in 5 months and let me know if he's still talking to you every month. Or did he send the flunky to call you every month? Come on, man. That ain't going to happen. That's not them. That rendering is luxury. They don't act like upscale luxury. No five-star hotel. I'm just pissed the more I think about all the stuff they talked about 4 years ago. All of it. There's so much stuff. It's some to list. I'm selling my unit, and it's hard to sell my unit other than you see the renderings. You want to buy it. You can have a 2 unit, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, Farallon, ocean view from the 11th floor. 169K. Give me 35K, take over my payment plan. That's it. And you're going to owe 114. Just so you know. All right? That's it. Come on, man. This is crazy. It's hard to sell something when you have not when you were at the beginning when there's supposed to be an amphitheater, there's supposed to be a hospital, there's supposed to be a college, there's supposed to be five-star hotels, bungalows over water, a mall with restaurant, bars in the first phase, the golf course, 7 holes or 9 holes, whatever it was, 7 holes in the first phase. Sports complex in the first phase, delivery by September 2025. And like I always say, we'll give you 180 days, 6 months later. Okay. March 2026 is 180 days later. Fine. So by that time, we should have seen maybe a tower. We still don't even have prime towers built. There's 4 prime towers. We still don't have them built. It's probably going to take another year to get them enclosed. They're on floor 14 or 15 in tower 3 and 4. They're on floor roughly 8 or 7 in towers 1 and 2. Open, gray. Gray means gray cement. That's it. I don't even know if there's running water to the place or electricity. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy right now. Or ran the water down. I don't even know if they ran the water down there. From the street. Who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? I'm just tired. This is why I have to leave, plus other things too. I can't deal with these guys no more. I was like, why am I dealing with these guys? I don't know why. Don't know why. I'm dealing with these clowns. They were cool at the beginning, but they were just lying. That's all. Eric, do you know if Larimar has an owner's Facebook page or owner's group email? We have one for Galaxy. No. It can be very useful if legal action is an option. It will be cheaper as a group. Yeah. Yeah, but post-retirement travel, I will just say this. Just like when you bought a Galaxy, and the reasons you still stay with Galaxy, even though the delivery they're talking about is coming up in the next 3-4 months, but is it really? You were patient to let it hang out. It's the same thing. Everybody's the same way. After they gave the money, they're willing to put up with the BS. They don't care. Why? Because here's the real deal. You could lose money. You can lose your down payment. You can lose 20, 30, 50, 100, whatever. And people aren't willing to fight. They'll just say, well, I'll just sit here and wait. I gave them enough money. But see, here's the other side to this fact. They could easily not even do anything, or they can do bare bones minimums. And I found out that people will accept it because they paid for it. I mean, how do you buy the beach? You spend, how much? 230, 40 grand for a 3-bedroom unit. You move in early because They said, oh, we don't have the deeds right now, but we'll let you move in. And it rains. The hallway's flooding. Water's coming down your walls. You live there. That's what happened at the beach. That's crazy. And people still only had one recourse, that's a lawyer. And you go out to your car, you find out they didn't have any grading to have water runoff. You go to your car and find out there's a 2-foot high water mark. You can't even get to your car. Your car's freaking all wet inside now because they didn't grade it. But you decided to move in early and give them the remaining amount of money. That's crazy work that these people do. I'm like, why would you take delivery? Everybody has their reasons. I already gave them money. I gave them like 70% of the money. Plus, I had to move out of my place in the States. So I shipped all my stuff here. So I was having to rent, putting people in all type of predicaments. And if anybody hears me that's going to buy any pre-construction projects, I talked about this like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I said you should structure your contracts so you load everything on the back end. Meaning, if you have 30 payments, you want to start out with small ones until 3 months. This was the thing, 3 months. Every 3 months you want to make a payment. You want to start out small. You front load low amount of payments. The offset is on the back side, your last 3 or 4 payments, they start escalating. But in the meantime, you're going to run through 4 payments. And that's going to take a year. So, just like what happened with me, 2020, at the end of 2022, end of 2023, I get my contract situation. So now I have 4 payments for 1 year. So when 2024 rolls around, that gave me a certain leverage in my mind because now I could see where you stand, because if it still looks like it looks right then and there, I know you can't build in 2024 in a year and a half. So if you didn't start by then, now I can pull an eject button. And that eject button was, yes, I gave you 17 to 20 grand, but I didn't give you 50 grand. Big difference. Everybody else who gave them 50 grand, they're just what you're saying, post-retirement travel. They're sitting there like, oh, everything's going to be fine. And I don't know if they have a Facebook group. Everything's going to be fine. It'll work out. They said delivery is going to be December 2026. Now they say it's going to be December 2027. It's all good. You know why it's all good? Because these people paid 30, 40, 50% down. And the alternative is you do a lawsuit. And then once you do the lawsuit, it's going to take you 6 month delay, 6 months delay in the DR, 1 year, and now you're still in a lawsuit. So instead, they have your money. You're just going to be happy with whatever's delivered. So all the stuff they promised you won't be there. And in fact, it's worse. By the way, we'll get to the worst part since we're going to be going this route. All right. Sounds like 15 minutes sitting on the paper. Exactly. That's what it is. It's simple, Eric. They find a buyer for your apartment. They will sell it. That's exactly what they're doing. I mean, that's what they said, which is wild. They said, oh, you want a refund? Well, you're going to have to wait till we sell your unit. I was like, what? That's not till 2028. What are you talking about right now? Your delivery's not going to be 2027. You're going to make people give you 50% or 60%. And then you're just going to do what you've been doing. Delivery's unknown. So what am I going to do? Wait till 2031 or something? I mean, what are we talking? That's exactly what they said. At first, it was supposed to be we're going to give you, we'll give you your money back 2 years ago, but we'll take 10%. Which, come to find out, that shouldn't have even happened. And just like now, I think I might have to apply pressure depending on what email comes back. Because whatever email comes back, I'm thinking, you know what? I could actually send some information over to the board, seeing how they lost one of my payments, and actually it's looking like two of my payments. There might be some misuse of funds going on. Are you guys even checking out what they're doing over there? I haven't pulled any of these nuclear codes out yet, but I got a few. I got several, quite frankly. So we'll see what happens. No, I won't take delivery unless it's totally complete, including the outside and amenities. I'd rather pay the 2% penalty fee for not closing inside the window they provide. The 2% is better than 100K. You shouldn't be doing any penalty. That's not the agree. See, this is where I have a problem. There is no agree. They didn't deliver. Remember? Here's how all of them went. All the projects did the same thing. On delivery, you're gonna have a pool, a restaurant, a fitness room, and then all these people who take delivery without the amenities, just like at the beach right now. They're supposed to have like a playground. They're supposed to have like a place where the pavilion where you can barbecue and things like this. They were supposed to have a well, no, first. They were supposed to have like Sheridan Hotel or something like that. Then it turned into a condo hotel with no branding. So basically, it's a condo with a pool. It was supposed to have a restaurant, a salon, a fitness room. They have none of that. And people live there. Not just in one building, but in like 8, 9, 10 buildings. People took delivery out of the 22 or so. This is what happens. People don't do what you think they would do. And by the way, you don't owe the 2% penalty because they're already late. They're freaking 8 years late. Not 8 years. 4 years late. They got nerve to talk about penalizing somebody. See, that's crazy right now. They better not talk about anything about any 2% penalty. Unless it's like Larimar when they said, oh, we're not going to charge you any late fees if you take delivery. That made sense. Can I get that as an addendum? That's when things go sideways. Can I get that added as an addendum? That's when things went, hold on. We're going to deliver December 2026. We need half of the payment that you owe us right now in order for us to add the addendum. I'm like, why would I give you guys any more money when I know delivery's not December 2026? Makes no sense. And it looks like you're not even making what you said you were going to make after I see the new renderings when you got stuff all over the Farallon looking like Block D hotels. I'm like, man, stop. Stop playing with me right now. Here we go. I found a document on the official Blue Marlin site with my apartments listed at 145K each. Wait, what? Wait a minute. Wait, what? Your apartment? Wait a minute. The apartment that you have under contract is listed as available for 145? What? Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you kidding me right now? See, this is the exact same. This right here is crazy. This is crazy. Wow. Looks like no buyer since November when I was there and apartments were ready. Not the ones I've originally closed, but still. 145. Well, that's good to hear. Wow. The beach is a condo hotel operation? What? They got jammed up too? Yes. Yes. No, hold on. It's not a condo hotel. There's no hotel branding as far as I know. All right. Yeah, there's no hotel branding. I can't remember what they changed it to, but it's a condo. It might be, I can't remember. I think they're doing the same thing that Larimar's doing. Management company handles the management and charges 25%. By the way, guys, there's some bad news that came out, and you better blame post retirement travel. I'm just joking. Because he sent me something about the tax. It's worse. And they can add inflation in material costs if they like. Oh, exactly. Exactly. And clearly there's inflation. And it's going to be 4%, right? So they get to charge you 4%. So if you paid 100,000, that's 4,000 more you get to pay as they deliver late. This is so drives me crazy. They turned something that was so awesome into something that's bad. Blue Marlin, Los Corrales, yep. And they masqueraded just like Larimar guys. Oh, we're good. Oh, we're going to do this. Oh, we're going to do that. You should check out this. You should check out that. And then after on delivery, it's like, hey, what happened to that open area that was over here? That's Marlin. Larimar, you're like, hey, what happened to all those five-star hotels and their levels? What is this right here? What's these two block things that's 4 stories high that's right in front of Prime Towers area in these renderings? What is that? We were supposed to have one hotel in front of Prime Towers, granted, but it was supposed to be a 5-star. This doesn't look like 5-star to me. Yep, in Bavaro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in case you just now joined us, I want to thank you for that. Yes, we got off topic because it's real estate. We're talking about pre-construction. We have a few people in the house who bought pre-construction properties in Dominican Republic. I myself am selling mine for 169,000, and I just got to make it plain and simple. I'm open to offers. You can hit me up at support@stopstrugglingnow.com. 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 800 square feet roughly. Maybe it's 810. It's not that big. But the balcony is allegedly supposed to be 250 to 300 square feet. That's massive. I mean, that's like a living room out there. Seriously. So that's a balcony, though. And you have ocean view. And you have Farallon view. Looking over the pools and all the blue beach clubbies that they're allegedly going to have. And over the city, it's beautiful at night. It's awesome. But you're going to be on the 11th floor. No credit check, no qualifying. $169,000. Think about that. Hit me up, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. I'm open to negotiations. And I am actually a motivated seller. So hit me up. It's not near the beach, though. It's 12 kilometers away from the beach. Or 15. I don't know. Depends on what beach you're at. But the point is, but it still has an ocean view, city view from where you're at, high on a cliff, 100 feet up. Go to larimarcity.com. You can go check it out right there. But remind you, those are just renderings that you see. And once you go to larimarcity.com, you'll have a cookie. So that means from then on, you're going to get ads when you're on social media. And you're going to see some renderings that don't look like some of the renderings you see on the website. Because they changed the Farallon. Where all the beach clubs are, they changed it. So when you see something looking like waterfalls on the second level, dropping into some massive beach area, man-made beach area, not happening. Not building that. Fantasy. The Farallon with all these restaurants, potentially bars or whatever they're going to have along the Farallon that was going to have nice little shops. No, they're not seemingly building that either. So it's a mirage. So whatever they're building, I don't know. But I want out. So I'm motivated. Make an offer. Make a deal. Let's make a deal. Go to larimercity.com. Look at their renderings. Oh, and by the way, where they have the unit that has like this cool like marble, black marble and with shelves in it. No, you don't get that either. In fact, you have to buy a furniture package if you want to do short-term rentals. If you don't, well, not even that. You're gonna have to buy furniture anyhow. So you are allowed to buy either your own type of furniture or theirs. But if you planned on doing rentals, they charge you 25%. That's not good. 25%. American Regent, animal health issues, nationwide recall on 2 lots of Adequan canine and 2 lots of Adequan IM due to visible glass fiber material in the product. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. This is never going to stop. I told you guys this 5 years ago, 4 years, 6 years ago. I told you, once you start this deregulation stuff and then you give the guy 2 times to do it, to social media than ever before. So many different platforms. Whistleblowers now get rewarded as well. So you're going to have a lot more people coming out trying to say things. This is crazy. Oh my God. 60 milliliter, 60 milligram, 2 milliliter due to the presence of visible particulate matter. Can you believe this? Particulate matter. Oh my goodness. Hydrochloride injection. What? What? Oh my goodness. This isn't good at all. Products were found to contain particulate matter. Papaverin hydrochloride injection, 60 milligrams, 2 milliliters. That's a very small amount. But they just keep saying this particulate matter. Okay, what's this? May result in local irritation or swelling. The matter could travel through and block blood vessels in the heart, lungs, or brain, which can cause stroke and even lead to death in somebody's pet. Or is this not somebody's pet? This is this, wait, is this for humans? Hold on. The product is being regulated. I thought this said something about pets. Oh, never mind. No pets. Patients with underlying cardiovascular or pulmonary compromise may be at increased risk. You think? Are we saying block blood vessels in the heart, lungs, or brain, which can cause stroke and even lead to death? What do you mean? Good luck, Americans. What the frick, man? Third world country, man. Third world country. My God, this is just sick. Here it is, everybody. You need to tell. Oh my God, this is crazy right now. Thank you, Brian P. This is. See, I told you, putting your life at risk with these American healthcare systems. They don't care. You're in deep trouble. Own your health. Make sure the best you can. If you're not growing it yourself, you better, I don't know how you can test things, but you better open up stuff, look at stuff. There's screw worm out here. There's all kind of stuff. Everything is suspect at this point. This is crazy right now. It's just making me more mad, more pissed off. And we got a government that's sitting there sleeping at the wheel. They're not even thinking about. All they're saying is just deregulate this stuff. We'll be fine. No, you'll be fine because you got billions of dollars or millions of dollars. You'll be fine. You got $100 million, $50 million, $20 million. You're going to be fine. Everybody else is out here like, wait a minute, man. Even if you have a mill, it ain't worth a mill no more. Even if you got 1.5, it's not worth that. You don't know what's going to come later. You can't just go out here and act like, oh, I got money to spend. That ain't going to happen. This is crazy. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. Your water might be shut off if you live around data centers. It will be shut off. So then what? I mean, you know how much water is going to cost? I mean, this is crazy right now. All right. Let me do some things right now. Findhelp.org. That's the next best thing we can talk about. Go get some help there. Everybody in the United States, make sure you put in your zip code, and you'll see all kind of help. That's right here in America. Made for America. They just don't like telling you about it. All right? If you have health issues because of stress, then, come on, man, what is going on here? If you have health issues because of stress, I don't even know. I'm getting all kind of things happening. We're going to be on the most wanted list, man. Already on the most wanted list. By the way, just so you guys understand something, remember, I was always talking, I was hyped up in June, July, and I was like, man, we got this thing coming, and we're doing some things, and I'm working online, and all of a sudden, in the last 2 weeks to a month, some stuff we were talking about at the end of May and June, some of these platforms started implementing. Now, clearly, I don't think they implemented it right away, so they must have been working on it, so you would think. What if that's not the case because they have freaking 10 or 20 or 30 engineers? So they're able to speed it up. That's a problem. When you start seeing some things that was like, wait, I think we're talking something like this, and it's a knockoff, but it's still, why are you guys coming out with all this new stuff? All of a sudden, you've been sitting over here doing none of this stuff for 10, 20 years. Now, all of a sudden, you want to start trying to do something interesting. So all I'm going to say is when you're online, you probably are being scraped, meaning keywords, key phrases, certain words, certain codings, you know? So just be careful what you're doing out here, just so you guys understand. All right, let me get to the find help situation. Now, if anybody wants to talk about any of the stock market surprises, it's just hashtag told you so, because last week on Monday and Wednesday we were talking about buy, post-retirement travel was spearheading that. And again, if you want to buy a condo, no credit check, no qualifying, you're taking over my payments, $169. They're charging $235 for the towers behind me. Well, let's just put it this way. You can actually still see some water when you're going out the side because they're behind the building. So you can see kind of like going out the sides. But not from your unit. Like not from your bedroom, not from the living room. My unit, living room, bedroom, or the other bedroom, you can see out. So you can see ocean. Standing in your living room or either bedroom on your deck, you can see directly out, see water. 235 in Tower 4. The unit 1107, 235 in Tower 4. So in reality, my unit's probably worth more than that since I'm in front of them and I have unobstructed views. But 169, I'm a motivated seller. What can I tell you? Come on now. So hit me up, support at stopstrugglingnow.com. Invest outside of America. All right, that's one way to do it. All right. Yeah, this is a problem. That's a big problem. That's a big problem. It's like with AI, half of it is just the architect's imagination. Exactly. Exactly. In your emails. Yeah, 8 minutes ago. Okay. I can't take any more, Brian P. I can't take any more of this, man. You get me in a bad mood, foul mood, man, when I see this type of stuff. Because this is just what's going to happen. I mean, this is not like it's sad. Here, who's ever taking this, it's called papaverin hydrochloride injection. You could have block blood vessels in the heart, lungs, or brain. That's three major components. Any one of them, you got death down the line if it persists. This is crazy. I cannot even believe this is even a thing. Okay, I already put it in. Okay, I put it in. Speller, what's up, man? How you doing? I see you. Our man, the accountant in the house. I got something for you, man. Spell, I'll be sending you something in about 2 weeks. I've had to expand my horizons. Something other things came up as I had to learn some more stuff. So I got more stuff to send you. Subsidiaries. There's more than nine. Okay. Just saying. Just saying, there's more than nine. All right. So, hey, it's going down. It's still going down. All right, it's still going down. We got asses to kick. We got some ownership papers to come up with. Is Larimar allowing you to transfer the deposit and all the money already sent? No. How it works is the person that would take over sends me the money. My money with them stays there. So right now it's 17,992. So the person already, I get 17, right? That's what I get. 17. I make 17. They keep 17. So that's why it's 35. See, simple. So we don't have to, they don't have to send me back my money. I already got paid. The person that comes in and wants to take over, they just sign the papers. Oh, yeah, you got to send me my checks, though. Then you sign the papers, take over payments. That's it. Nice and easy. Can be done in one day. Less than a day. Just sign the papers, send the money. Done. Simple. Noval has this too, by the way. PRT, great question. I've asked before, but it never popped up in chat. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, they have, in a lot of contracts, they started doing that in 2023, where if you found somebody else to take over your contract, then because it's no credit check, no qualifying anyhow, then they could just assume take over your payments. So whatever deal, like at Atlanta, where we have owners there are in a group on Facebook, and they're blatantly just like, I want out. So even though they put down 70,000 and then they still have payments, they started saying, give me 60 and take over my payments. They were going to take less money so somebody can take over their payments. That's what they started doing. There wasn't just one person, there's like four people that was doing it a few months back. They were all like, I'll take 55. I just want out. Because once again, delivery was supposed to be like, I think April or May of 2025 for Atlanta. So that didn't happen. So they're in the same boat. And with Noval, you had to pay 80%. So now you understand why people were like, I'll take a loss, let me out. I'm not waiting for this. I paid 80, I paid 70. I, I give me 60 because they ain't going to see that money for another 2, 3, 4, and it's worse. It's worse. I know a case with BM when someone wanted to transfer their apartment to his brother and they sold his apartment instead. Oh, wow. What the frick happened? Are we serious right now? Device disconnected. No worries, man. Wow. I know you're busy. Hey, man, I ain't busy that much. But there's been a new change of programs because, again, I can't even trust online because these guys, all these tech companies, these guys are scraping, scratching, doing spiders, web crawlers. These dudes are all over the map looking for all kind of competitors, people talking about stuff. Even the AI, I believe, is actually listening, so to speak. They put in keywords and says if these words, send it to us so we can check it out so then they can stay ahead of the game. I firmly believe this because, like I said, over the last 2 months, all of a sudden I'm seeing some things that I was talking about privately, at least I thought, popping up. I see variations. Just remember, those people are bigger, meaning they're not nimble, they're not quick. So they're going to tell people, hey, what do you think about this? Go do this. And they have to put their spin on it based on their tech stack. Depending on how their systems run, they can't overhaul all their systems, so they have to put it in according to their system. So that's what is their downfall. They're not going to blow off something they spent, let's call it $5 million to produce and build out, and they say, oh man, let's just scrap that and go with this. No, they're going to be like, can you add this into what we have? And how much is it going to cost if we had to upgrade our system? And as soon as they say something like, well, it could be $10 million, or we can just upgrade it for like $150,000. Okay, go with the upgrade then. See, that's how it's going to work. So that's why you see these little tidbits. Um, so just like YouTube, all of a sudden they come out with DMs now. They also came out with hyper something. Uh, Also, all of a sudden, like, what the hell? Yeah, TikTok came out with something new as well. It's like all of a sudden, um, YouTube came out with not anything that we were doing, but they came out with this VJ thing, and I couldn't believe this ad that I saw. I was like, what the heck? I was like, that should never work. It's not something we were doing. They had it for years, come to find out, and I can't believe YouTube still has it. But there's some component to this that I was like, we're doing something, and I'm like, this is kind of interesting how they start promoting this now, even though it's been out since 2017, 2018, and nobody knew about it. Now all of a sudden you're trying to do an offshoot of something. I'm like, why? How is this happening? Then it was like, okay, I can't use AI. I can't use the computers and even do anything anymore. I have to go old school, put it in a book, communications, through the mail. That's about it. Man, you guys, when you do those terms of service, it's diabolical. These guys are all in your phone, tracking every little thing. And they're good for it. They're happy. That's how they actually exploit you and make more money. So whoever went to go look at larimarcity.com, congratulations. Every time you're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, the main ones, because these guys don't know how to really market, um, there'll be an ad will pop up. But just remember one thing. It's not going to look like that. Just saying. All right? So if you're going to be happy with Sonesta, the James Place, on the boardwalk, having hotels, okay, know what you're getting, and you want to play, then fine. But acting like those renderings are going to be real and you're thinking that's what you're buying, the only real part is it's on the Farallon. They're going to make some beach clubs. They're going to make water. Just keep in mind, though, I won't be in. I'll be out. Okay? Just keep that in mind. That's all there is to it. All right? So, that's how we'll do it. I went out. Motivated seller. Even though I'm talking smack, but I have to because I was there in a different time frame where they were telling us all this stuff. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to do something right now. I'm going to actually put in a video. Let me go find it. June 3rd. Should be on the live stream. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's June 3rd, 2023. All right? 3 years and a half ago, or 3 years ago, and 2 months. Let me, I'm going to put a link in for anybody that's interested. And you can see what Daniel Malky from Larimar City corporate office is on. And you can see what he says at the time. And then you come back on Wednesday and you let me know what you think. And then go to their Larimar City Instagram and you tell me what you think. Let's see. June, let's see, is it June 15th? It's not June 15th. It's not showing up. I thought it was June 3rd. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Hold on. Maybe it wasn't June at all. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the video? It can't be. No. It had to be because he was saying by summer in 2023, they were supposed to have a model on the Farallon. That's right, overlooking the city and all can see the ocean. They were supposed to build a model on the Farallon. Did not happen. That's interesting. Where's the video? I don't have it. Special guest Gwen. Where's the video? It was in June, I believe. I have a June 15th here, but I thought this isn't it. I have to go a different route to go find this thing. Dang. Wait a minute. Point of contact project. This isn't. Okay, June 15th. Let's go look. Let me go look at something real quick. No, that's not the right thumbnail. I'm pretty sure this isn't it. I'm real sure this isn't it. Hold on, let me see. Was it June 15th? Come on, let's go. You might hear, no, you won't hear anything in the background. I was going to give you guys the link. Oh, I do have the link. So I'm wrong. It wasn't June 3rd. It was June 15th, 2023. If anybody's interested, this is what we were buying into June 15th, 2023. Since I've talked about it enough, I might as well just show you guys. All right, you can go check it out. The only way you can get in. Here you go. Okay. That's crazy. Yeah, this is what's happening, EV Place out here. I haven't even heard back from these guys. 2 emails. Haven't heard nothing. Over the weekend. Still nothing. This is kind of what happened in 2024. They told me I wanted a refund. They sent me over like 5 email addresses to CC people. I asked for it up to 3 times and no response. Did you see U.S. will make Visa bond program permanent? Yes, I actually talked about that on Friday. Affecting mostly African countries, of course. Of course. America with the K. They stand on that business. Pilot program in which citizens from 50 countries, mainly in Africa, are required to post bonds to apply for U.S. visa, and it's raising the cost as, yeah, of course, as much as 20 grand. Yeah, nobody's not gonna happen, man. Not gonna happen. Not gonna. They already know. This is just like if I told you I'm gonna do a bond against Dominican citizens, knowing that their whole year annual salary is 20 grand. Come on, man. I mean, 12 grand. Come on, man. They know what they're doing. With lower amounts of 5,000 and 10,000 based on a consular officer's discretion. Yeah, of course. That's how it always is in a systemic situation. As long as the judge approves it, as long as the consulate approves it, or consular figure approves it, as long as the police say it's okay, they always got these permissions. Because if any time one of them F's you over, then the next guy goes, oh, that's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Not guilty. You know what I'm saying? That's systemic. This is no shocker either. They got locks along the way to block you. That's how you do it in a systemic fashion. 20,000 and remove the 5,000. If 20,000 might as well be $1,000,000. Ain't gonna happen for 95% of the people. Come on. And in fact, here in America, if you told somebody I need 20 grand, 80% of the population don't even have, 70% don't even have $1,000 in their bank account. So you already eliminated 7 out of 10 people. 70% of people, over 200 million people, don't even have you might as well just made it 2 grand in America, because you then eliminated 210 to 220 million people. That's the same way in Africa. Saying 20, you could have just said 5. Come on, man. This is crazy right now. Systemic racism abroad. It's all it ever is in America with the K. Eric, why are you spelling America wrong? I know where I live. I found a video on Instagram, happy couple picking up apartment at Blue Marlin with spiral stairs on the balcony. But they have to move them inside in mine. Are you kidding me? They actually took delivery? That is you can't do that. No building permit will allow a balcony on a a staircase on a balcony. That's crazy. Nobody would do that. Are you kidding me right now? Well, I guess you put in your 2 cents. Oh, wait. You're not a renegade, EV Place, are you? I have to admit, I've never really said anything on Larimar City's post. I just ignore it because I'm like, I don't even want to get into it because I already know what's going to happen. I'll say something. All those people that are going, oh, beautiful, oh, nice, oh, I'm going to have mine. If I say something, they're all going to be like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. This is what I always heard. You don't know what you're talking about. Larimar said. Hey, guys, remember, after 2024, I would have people saying, hey, Eric, I'm thinking about buying into Larimar. I've already gave them my one or whatever it was, 1,000, 2,000 down or whatever. I would talk to them and I would tell them, well, that's nice, but I just want to tell you, are you sure you want to do this? And then I'd walk them through some of the things I'm telling you. And after I'm walking them through, they would actually send the messages over to their sales crew, because obviously since they only put down 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever it is, they know they're getting way more than that. So Larimar office is responding to the person almost instantly. And we're not talking on the phone, we're on chat. So I'm telling him this, and this. He apparently was sending it over. I didn't realize it at first because I thought he was responding. So when he was responding, I was just like, dude, where are you getting this stuff? This didn't happen. This is not happening. And I'd be sending him back stuff going, look. And I'd be shooting just what I do. I shoot pictures and be like, look, I was just there. There's no thing out there right now. All they have is a pavilion. There's none of this is happening right now. In fact, they don't even have building permits. What are you talking about? Then all of a sudden, I'll get them another message back. It'll be like, oh, we have our building permits. We're going to be delivering in December of 2025. I'm like, who? I said, dude, they can't. They haven't even done any groundbreaking. This is like December of 2024, and they finally done groundbreaking. What are you talking about right now? Okay. Here's what I'm telling you. Don't do anything. None of this stuff is happening. He's sending me back stuff like it's happening, and I'm like, where are you getting this from? Then he finally admits, oh, I've been sending it over to Larimar. That's their response. I'm like, oh my God, man, come on, man. This is insanity right now. And this is the guy that gave him $100,000. After we talked, and then he rationalized and said something to the effect of, um, I'm like, I can't remember how old he is. I think he was 70. He says, and I just want it, or late 60s or 70. And he said something to the effect of, oh, I just want my wife to have it and be taken care of. And I said, yeah, but you gave him like 100 G's. Apparently he's a rich guy. And he says, well, I've lost $100,000 in other real estate deals. I said, so you don't care about losing 100 grand? And you know it's not going to be delivered in March of 2026 because originally it was supposed to be September 2026. I was like, what are you talking about, right? They haven't even broken ground. They haven't even dug a hole yet. They can't deliver in March of 2026. Dude, they're not going to deliver. I said, okay. So remember, he hasn't put anything at the time. Let's go back. He didn't put anything down. He's saying, I said, dude, listen, you're going to give them money. You're worried about you being alive long enough. I'm like, you understand, this is not going to be delivered for 4 or 5 years from now. Best case scenario. I said, so you're going to be, he's going to be in his mid 70s, I believe. I think it was something along that line. And I was like, dude, what is, in fact, I probably have the messages. I'm like, because we're texting. I like texting because then I can always go back and say, see, this is everything I told you. I'm not like, I haven't done that, but all I'm saying is if he ever said anything, I'll be like, look, man, I went over all this stuff and you were all good. You were giddy. They were treating you like a king. They're giving you like a free golf membership. I was like, what the? That ain't going to solve anything. They're not delivering anytime soon. Call me in 4 years. This ain't happening. They still got 4 prime towers to build. They haven't even started those, let alone start yours. This doesn't even make any sense right now. He's like, well, as long as they deliver by I think it's in his 70s, mid 70s, I'll be fine. I said, dude, they're not. They're not. 2030. If you can live with 2030, 2029, best case scenario, then all right. He's like, well, we'll see. They told me March 2026. I was like, dude, that ain't happening. And then here we are. Here we are. Posted. Send it to your WhatsApp. Last one for the night. Market ground beef from Publix. Oh no. At Gateway at Lake Martin Shopping Center recall. Oh my goodness, man. See, again, this is just no surprise. I don't know how to describe this to you guys. This is terrible. Terrible. Publix, is that another Florida location? Well, there's Publix all over the South, so I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't besmirch Florida. But I think, wait, Lake Martin is in Florida, isn't it? I just realized I had property over there. Now that I'm thinking about this is in Florida, right? I mean, it doesn't say where it is. It just says Gateway at Lake Martin Shopping Center recall, August 1st, recalling select batches of market ground beef produced at the Gateway at Lake Martin Shopping Center on July 31st. This recall is due to potential of foreign material and product. These packages of market ground beef should be thrown away or returned for a refund. No other public products or store locations are affected by this recall. As part of our commitment to food safety, potentially impacted product has been removed from the store shelves. That's all we got? That's it? Okay, I think that is Lake Martin, right? Jesus. Let me go see where this is, man. I think this is. I think it is. If I'm not mistaken. What's the name of that? I had a lot around this lake. I think it was called that. Years ago. Let me see. Oh no, it's in Alabama. It's not in Florida. Okay, so it wasn't Lake Martin then. Although, I will do something else though. Let me go check. Lake Martin. Let me go see if there's one. I had a started with an M. I can't remember what it was. Lake Martin in Florida. Let me see if there is. Yes, there is. Yup. There is a Lake Martin in Florida. There we go. I used to have a lot around there. A long time ago. Holy smokes. Yep. Lake Martin. Let me go see. Make sure. Should be in North Florida. Let's see. Let's see. I can't zoom in, zoom out. What's happening? All right. It looks like it. Yep, it's still the same even. That's crazy. But but the Lake Martin they're talking about is in Alabama. Everybody, you can check this out. I'm not going to be on here too much longer because we talking about some other things. It's in your email. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Um, Here we go. Oh, sorry, that's not it. Oops. That's the that's the location. That's in Alabama. That's in Alabama. We don't want that one. Okay. You don't go there. That was an accident. I was trying to get the link. Hopefully this link is able to share with that. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, that's what is that? Euro defense proof point. Oh, URL defense. What? They're blocking sharing? What the hell? That's interesting. That's very interesting. What's this? It's coming twice. There we go. Corporate. That's interesting. Don't use that link. Use this one. Here we go. If you want to go check it out, it's very simple. It's just a public statement. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Um, if you want to get the condo from me, support at stopstrugglingnow.com. $169,000, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. $35,000, you take over payments. Um, you already have 17,992 is already paid down from the, so you only owe 115. Just saying. Even so, effectively, it's even less than 169. It's a deal, pretty much. All right. That's how it goes. I'm motivated. Send me a deal. If you want to venture to Dominican Republic, that's where it's at. Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, Larimar City and Resort. All right, I'm almost done. This is 2 hours. It's 2 hours. We talked about several things, and I'm trying to get Johan on again to talk about residency, but hold on. We have people in the house who invested in DR. I have very bad news. I'm making a video about this tomorrow. Very bad news. Guess what? This has changed the whole ball game. Let's go. I grow my own little veggie. Oh, I went way up. Here it goes. First of all, the taxation situation in Dominican Republic. Let's get some things straight. So you thought 25%, right, of property management was going to be no big deal, right? Well, you're going to think it's going to be a big deal now. Guess what? Dominican Republic has put into effect 15% rental withholding tax that the property management company collects. So some would think that may not be too bad because it's going to come off of my expenses. Wrong. It's coming off the gross. So you are now effectively 25% at Larimar and most places in DR, plus they're withholding if they are a managed local property management company or rented directly to a local legal entity. They are legally required to withhold 15% of the gross rental payments. This acts as an advance credit towards your final annual income tax filing. Let me explain something, ladies and gentlemen. If you take 15% off of my gross, that effectively means I do not owe 15% in tax because tax is calculated on my net profit. So that means you will have a tax credit. And the tax credit is going to be less than what they took out. What do I mean by that exactly is, let's use $10,000. So at the end of the year, they effectively took off $15,000. But because I had $4,000 worth of expenses, partially because of their $25,000 plus my fees and HOA and this, that, and the other, that means my tax of 15% should have only been on $6,000. So I should have paid $900. So now they're going to have the audacity to give me a credit towards next year. That means I'm always going to pay more than what I'm going to owe. So I'll have a credit all the time. Soon as you take away your expenses and then you use the 15%, then you're always going to be less because you took 15 off the gross. So next year, I have a $600 credit. Let's just say I have the same scenario, but now I owe $900. Now I'm going to give them $300 out of my pocket while they still hold $1,500 tax credit the following year. This is insane. This is insane. So after you have that gone, you think that's good enough, right? You do understand that you are going to have to pay some sort of tax, whether it's to the United States federal government or whether it's the DR federal government, right? You do know this, right? Okay, if you bought anything under 180,000, you don't have to pay tax. You've If your property's worth $180,457 or more, not worth it. It okay, they're doing something about an appraised value now. It doesn't have nothing to do with the purchase price. Looks like they changed things up. And if you have more than one property, you're going to pay 1% annual property tax. So there's some of you who have two, three, four properties. If you go anything over this 180, the difference, you have to pay 1%, which that ain't that bad. But still, you're paying 1%. Capital gains reduction down to 10%. Oh, yeah, you want a property to have comforture because it exempts you both the 1% annual property tax and the rental income tax for up to 15 years. Wow. Now that comforture, they've changed it up where that, oh my God. And Larimar doesn't have comforture. Okay? Just in case you're wondering, no, they do not. And in case you're wondering, comforture means that you're a little more under scrutiny, just so you understand. So they're not going to have it. So you're going to have to pay on transfer 3% of the purchase price. And you're going to have to pay that 15% withholding, or they're going to, the withholding tax is going to be 15%. So in fact, you've got a 40% out the box. You can't operate with 40% else. Unless you got around 70% occupancy. Then you might be, okay, you won't care then. All right, so, yeah, that's bad. Very bad. They effed up the game. It's bad. By the way, I'm a motivated seller. I'm motivated. Come get that LarimarCity.com property, Ocean View. Just remember, it's Ocean View. And it hasn't been built yet, so you're still in pre-construction. 0% interest paid towards the down payment. All right? 169,000. That's it. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm having too much fun now. After I had to deliver the bad news, I dropped a video about the tourist numbers. More records, true. There's a problem arising, though. The Canadian and United States combined, not good numbers. It's dwindling. It's losing its market share. That means more people are coming from other countries. Some people would say that's good, except Americans, Canadians, EU, they're generally the ones with money. All those people still invest from other countries. But a large percentage of Americans, Canadians, and the EU are the ones that would invest in $200,000, $250,000, $300,000 condos. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so losing that type of market share, that's not good either. So all I can say is whoever bought before 2024, you're going to be fine in one respect. When you get it delivered, well, the timing may matter. If you get it delivered, I would flip. If it hasn't been delivered, I would flip. Just letting you know, I'd get some money out of it and roll. That's what I'm doing right now. All right, so again, some people may not think how I think. They'll feel everything's going to go fine, and property values have went up. So you may want to, join in the party. I just like to put all the cards on the table because I don't want to hear somebody going, "Hey man, I'll give the unit back." I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want it back. I'm a motivated seller. I was with the 2022, 2023 vision. By the way, did I give you guys that link? I'm sure I did, right? Did I give you guys the link to the June 15th live stream? Or did I forget about it? Let's see. Nope, I didn't forget about it. There it is. Oops, there it is. Um, yeah, Daniel Malky is management of Claire HP, Larimar. So whatever he says, we're supposed to be able to believe him. Just remember, whatever he says does not happen. Just saying. All right? We're 3 years later. No delivery in September or December of 2025. There won't be none in 2026 either. And it's unlikely to be in 2027. All right? Let's just call it what it is. So if you can live with delivery being 2028, there you go. There you go. All right. So let's see where we're going with this. I'm going to wrap this up shortly. If anybody else has anything they want to discuss, please do so now. Other locations. Let me see. Here we go. I didn't put it on another platform. That link. So everybody can just go see for themselves exactly what was said. And then you can come back on Wednesday at 8:50 p.m. Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And then you can just talk about it even more and say, hey, yeah, you're missing all kind of stuff. And oh, by the way, when you go to larimarcity.com and you start looking through things, there's no amphitheater. That's not happening either. All right? Forget about it. They haven't taken that off yet, apparently, for some reason. There's no amphitheater. Okay, an amphitheater of 5,000 people, 10,000 people, 3,000 people, 1,000 people, not happening. All right? We had visions of grandeur back in 2022 and 2023. Not happening. Oh, casino, if they mention that, which they don't, not happening. Or they haven't talked about it. Five-star hotels, not a thing. Unless Sonesta's not a five-star hotel. Royal Sonesta is not, and neither is the James Place. They're very nice. Well, not very nice, actually. The James Place is very nice. That's cool. That's kind of cool, but it's still not five-star. It's not Hyatt's. It's not Marriott's. It's none of them. All right? So far. They were supposed to have 2 hotels done the first phase by September 2025. Now it's going to be September 2026. Not even groundbreaking. Hotels aren't even being built. You should think about this. It takes 2.5 years generally to build a hotel. So that takes us to 2029. And they haven't even started any of the hotels. Unless there's some rebar in front of Prime Towers right now. But that doesn't seem wide enough to have a hotel. I mean, unless it's just going to be like a little condo building or something. I mean, it's not going to be a 5-star hotel if it's in front of Prime Towers. That's all I can tell you, because Prime Towers also has Amanaloo Beach Club in front of it that they're putting together now. I mean, again, I'd rather see buildings. I don't need to see this stuff. Open air beach clubs on a cliff. No AC. Not brilliant. All right. I got all kind of problems right now. All kind of problems. So the renderings look very nice, but what it actually is, a lot of these beach clubs, a lot of these areas that they're showing, you sit down and there's no AC. All right. High humidity areas, rain areas, that's tropical zone. September, October, November, December, even into that. Sometimes you could have rainy season and open air environments. You can't really be hanging out if it's not enclosed. Plus the fact you're probably not coming out there anyhow. Just face facts. And why would you? You have a pool at your towers. So why are you going to go down to some water on the fair lawn? That should be open to tourists. But where are you going to get the tourists from when there's no hotels built until 2029, best case scenario? Okay, enough. I can't talk anything good about them right now, other than it looks nice, it's going to happen, it's going to be built. I just don't know what iteration will be built. And I don't want to sit around watching. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Let's go. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. More ownership is what you're going to need. It's the only way this is going to work, in my humble opinion. You have 1 year and a half, December 31st, 2027, ownership papers. You need to own something that technology is involved with, where you're going to be able to make money while you're sleeping. I don't mean a robot. That's not going to happen. All right? At least not right now. And you're not going to be making money from it. You're going to be the mark. You're the one that's going to go, I want one, I want one. They're going to sell it to you. But the point is, rent it to you. But you're going to have some vehicles that's going to be passive income. Stocks, you have to build up to it. Business, you can create. And then you have to figure out what other vehicles can you invest in that would generate revenue. Or is there some business you can create that generates revenue based on the current form and where it's going? The current form is this. All of your information can be monetized. Every piece of it. People are spending or sending a lot of money. You guys know our president actually said whoever wants to send him some money, they would get his first Truth Socials before anybody else. Right? A president is doing this right now. That is crazy, illegal, but apparently, Constitution be damned, forget about it. But the point is, he's doing that because it's based on information that he's giving. Somebody's going to be willing, because it's stock market. He's going to say something in a tweet. You and me don't know nothing about it. You know that's insider trading, right? I'm just saying. Because he actually moves the markets by saying his tweet. He's going to tell people, the tweet's going to say, we came to an agreement with Iran. They'll get it before you get it. They get to go to the stock market or wherever else they want to go and do the deal, knowing good and well oil is probably going to rise. Stock market overall is going to rise. That's like insider trading. And he's the number one law enforcement official. He's not supposed to be doing insider trading. That's the definition of insider trading. He's making the markets move and benefiting from it because he has the loudest mouth on the planet. That's insider trading. I don't even understand how the media just let it slide. It's like they're just complicit. So now the rich get richer, not because they help create more jobs, not because they did some innovations to improve life, did nothing, but yet they're going to enrich themselves because they get to do insider trading. That is insane. Do you know what country you live in? It looks like a third world country to me. Kind of looks like Russia, China, Vietnam, Philippines, African countries. Kind of looks corrupt. And some people went to jail for way less than that. A simple phone call was insider trader back in the day. when they were going after Martha Stewart. And it wasn't from some president. It wasn't even, it was marginally insider trading at best. But they still went after. And this dude's out here just blatantly, you want some information before the markets open? Send me money and I'll get you, let you have it 15 minutes or an hour before. He even has stages. 1 hour before is X amount. 15 minutes before is X amount. Can you believe this? Blatant. Again, you're not going to get saved unless you figure out how you're going to be making money like how he's doing it. There we go, EV Place. In China, doctors are paid if a patient recovers. There you go. There you go. I like that. That's how America was before Kaiser and I'm not a crook Nixon got into office, because Kaiser was in his ear in the late 60s about privatizing healthcare. It was nonprofit before. So here we are. They did it. It's weird. Knowing full well once you privatize it, obviously they're going to charge you, and with that you're going to have insurance. Insurance you're going to pay into. Insurance is going to say, oh, we're not going to cover that. It costs too much. But the medical guys are the ones that made it cost too much. What do you and it's my health. Yeah, we're not covering that. You're going to have to pay out of your own pocket. Yeah, but it costs 75 grand. That's just the first line of surgery. Then I got to go back again, and it's going to cost another 60 grand. This is going to be like $200,000 before it's all over. Oh, you can just die, sir. That's all we got for you. We can't do anything, so you can go die, sir. Damn. Yeah, you know things are bad when China's making more sense than America. I mean, good grief. At least China's... Wait, is China sending around ICE? The Gestapo? Or is that... I think China did that too. When they did Hong Kong back in the day and Tiananmen Square and all that stuff, right? Yeah, they did that too. Yeah, they killed people, threatened people. Yeah, there was a reign of terror. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Acting just like communist country. Killing the Christians and all that too. You know, booting people out their country. Sounds like a communist plot to me. Is that's America or communist USA? The game is rigged. You damn right it's rigged. You damn right. This isn't a easy, fair fight. Tax cut, tax breaks. King. Come on. All right, I had enough fun for the night. I got to roll. It's 2 hours, 28 minutes. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to my rants and raves and all this and going off topic. I appreciate it. And the chat room's always open. You guys can always say and ask and talk about anything you want. I should have call-in night if you want. I mean, I did that one time, right? No, did I? I think I did. We had somebody on, I think I did. Was it a call-in? It was. We had speaker. Oh, yeah, the video link. The person came on video. That's right. But you don't have to video yourself. You can shut it off. You can come and chit-chat. You know, I don't mind. All right? So maybe Wednesday's open mic night. And you can cut your video off so then it'll just do audio. How about that? You guys want to do that? I think we'll do that. Why not? I haven't done that in a long, long time. Because I was going to be retired right about now. I was going to do nothing. Well, I already don't do much, but it was going to be even nothing more. I was like going to be off in Never Never Land somewhere. But now I have fish to fry. We have people to save, lives to save, and kick the asses of these assholes that's doing damage to our way of life. Now, are we going to actually cause damage to our way of life by trying to defend it? or go around it through, under, over, create a whole nother metaverse or universe, as we should call it. Um, all I know is these assholes are going to do what the assholes do. They're going to file lawsuits. They're going to try and turn friends, family, and foes against you with lies and stories and do what they normally do, call up their buddies in the press and be like, hey, man, you need to say this, this, and that, and the other. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. We live in an age where lies don't matter. Lies and consequences don't matter. But the lies affect people. And the person, after they're found out guilty, or not guilty rather, or didn't happen, was a total lie, the lie is already morphed into people already figured out, oh, it must be true, and they act accordingly. Then when they find out it wasn't true, it's a soft whisper. It's like all that stuff you made people go through over a lie. This is the country we live in now. Instead of ask questions first, it's like, oh, I believe it. That sixth grade education for 50% of the population sure is looking mighty sad. All right, I'm going to keep ranting and raving, because once you understand, when you grow up and all you hear from a country is, we're the best, we're fair, equality for all, and then it turns a whole opposite way. Oh, we're going back to Jim Crow. We're not fair. There's no equality for all. We're putting systems in place to make sure there's no equality for all. We're putting laws back in place, just like it's 1940, 1930 all over again. And by the way, that does mean certain people are going to be at risk. And they could look like me, because we're already at risk. How many black people died today in the hands of police while they're unarmed? I can rest assured there's more than a few every day in America with a K. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, 8:50 p.m. Open mic night ought to be interesting. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but it'll still be interesting. We'll have a subject matter, but just like tonight, we got off topic a little bit. It had to do with real estate investing in a country that's popping. All-time record highs. It's popping. Every month, it seems to be another record-breaking month for all-time highs for that month or for that year, or there's a record. Cruise and passengers by air. So again, some things are deceiving. Passengers by air is one statistic. How many of those people travel together that's going to be in a party that goes to short-term rentals if you invested to create short-term rental money for yourself? That's the magic sauce. And we don't know actually how many people that are coming together, but once, if they ever figured it out or ever told us, because on your what do you call that, anyhow, on your paper that you have to file coming into a country, you generally say, are you a family, how many people, immigration paperwork. So that right there is interesting. They never want to release that number, because if it's high number, it's actually better. If it was like 4 people, it could be better, or it could be worse. But it's gonna be worse, because if you had 1 million passengers and then you find out the average is 4, that means the 1 million is really 250,000. That's not going to cut it if you have 150,000 short-term rentals and you only had 250,000 in the last 6 months. That wouldn't cut it, because every week there's 150,000 rentals. That means a large percentage of 70 to 80% which would make sense. Occupancy rate would be in the 30s. Guess what? The occupancy rate in DR is in the 30s. Some areas are higher, obviously. Somebody has to be around 70, 80 in order for somebody to be at 1 to 10 to get the average to be in the 30s, right? That's how it works. It's an average. It's not median. So average, since we have to do it that way. Now, if they said it's 1.5 people, okay. Now when you had a million, now you can backtrack 0.5. Cool. I don't know what the number would be, but 15 would be 85. So 850. So we come up from there. So let's just call it 920,000 or something. You would be like, oh, that's better. 4 weeks divided by that. Now we got 200,000 possible units that could be rented or hotel rooms. Now we talking. Now, and we only have 150,000 rooms. So now we are talking. We have a lower supply than the demand. Now we have higher occupancy rates, just like that. But clearly it's not 1.5. Just so you know. That's why I use 2. So if it's 1 million, I say it's 500,000. And then I say, okay, divide that by 4. Because at that point, now we know it's 125,000 per week on average. And we know there's 153 to 160,000 short-term rentals plus hotel rooms. So we need to have 160 has to be covered, is the bottom line. You need 160,000 people looking for rooms every week. So you can already do the math. 160 times 2 is 320. 320 times 2 is 640. 640 is around 7 million. We got 8.8 last year. I'm just using this as an example, in my example anyhow. But we have more than 150, we had 153,000 units about 2 years ago. How many have they added since? I don't know, but on track to add 12 to 18,000 every year when you add hotel rooms and short-term rentals. All right, 12 to 18,000 every year. So you added 24,000, let's just say on the low end. So now you're into the almost 180,000 short-term rentals. So there you go. So I think it's higher than 2 in reality. I think it's more like 2.5. I think it's somewhere around there, 2.7. Because that would be about the range where it would make sense, where we'd have 35% island occupancy rate. That's about where it lands. All right, enough with statistics, but this is what investors do. You actually run numbers. You figure out scenarios, how to best to optimize what you're doing. That's part of business. That's why you need some of the best accounting in the world. That's right. Turner Accounting, Bay Area, San Francisco. Go to LinkedIn. Hit up Robert Speller, Speller, if you want a great accountant. All right? Check it out. Check them out. Okay, let's go. I'm going to end it right now. I was going to end it a long time ago, but I love you guys. I appreciate your support over all these years. But please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and it's only going to get harder, except for those that improvise, those that create their own ownership or buy stocks. That'll be good for now. But when the stocks run out, where there's a recession, let's just call it a year from now, you can tell by what's happening right now. It might be sooner, unfortunately. I thought I gave you a runway. I figured it would be 6 months past the runway. So June of next year, you had a runway to get your 775 credit score intact right now, December 31st. but I gave you the runway, right? And now I'm giving you another runway and wake up call for your ownership, because if you have ownership, just by next year, this time, whatever happens, you'll be good, because you'll be in with the tech guys. You'll be in because people are going to watch sports, they're going to watch TV. All of that interior work right there makes money. So you have time. Are you going to be in the entertainment business? Are you going to be trying to figure out how to make commercial? I don't know. I shouldn't say make commercials because that's not ownership. But the fact of the matter is, you have to get your trademarks. You got to get your IP. You got to get all that. You got to figure out some IP process that you own that you can license to somebody else, for instance, right? That's pretty much where this goes. Everybody's gonna. The United States has moved to a rental economy. So just like when Sony is taking away 551 movies, all right, because the licensing deal ran out, people bought the movies because they said they owned them. As it turns out, they did not own them. They only owned them as long as that license deal went, and now they're gone. They paid full price for movies. Imagine paying 25, 30 bucks for a movie you bought 5 years ago. You thought you owned it. The licensing agreement expires and it's gone. Congratulations. You're in the rental economy. You will not own anything. Property taxes for your house. You don't own it. Don't pay your property taxes for 2, 3 years. See what happens. All right? You don't own it. Or in some states, 1 year. In fact, the Supreme Court, they made a ruling that they'll allow people to foreclose on a home. The tax authority, the tax office, and they can get anything they want. You're not entitled to no money. Can you imagine? Your house is worth $400,000. You owe $30,000, but you fell on hard times, and they go down to the marketplace and say at the tax sale and say, "Here, $69,000." And then they have people knocking on your door. This is our house. We bought it at the tax sale. Supreme Court, this one right now, ladies and gentlemen, the rogue Supreme Court, and you know who put them in place to make it a majority. He picked these guys. They all voted that way. America, good luck. All right. You better come up with something. I've come up with something. I've come up with a juggernaut. And I have help from an SSN Nation member. So it's a we program. There is no I in team unless you play with Kobe Bryant, that is. Because he does have a response. And I don't remember what it was. But in this case, there is no I in this teamwork, because teamwork makes the dream work, and it's going to make it work, because this is some serious stuff that we're about to do. You guys would be like, once I can talk, I'm not even going to talk about it, quite frankly. But I'd be able to tell you some other stuff, maybe. But there is something that's going to come out, because there is going to be a loyalty program. And if you want to get in on some of the fun, and originally the fun was going to start in June or January of 2028. 2026 or 2027 January, the fun was going to begin. But due to personal matters, a little delay has occurred, and because of that delay, trying to fit everything within a 5-month window is not possible. And the best thing about investing, which this is not an investment program, you can't invest in it. We don't have no investors. There's nobody. There's no debt, no investors, which actually makes it even, it's going to make it even worse for these guys. So that's the whole point. And there's optimal times to release something. And the optimal time to release the date for us to do it, because of this delay, it's puts us in a very tight window. And by rights, there's no reason to be in the tight window. A 5 month window to create a structure that is going to literally change the way business and industries work. It could be done, but I would rather not try, because we're going to have to basically cross all T's, dot all I's, and actually, because I've been checking out some other things since I've been on my little hiatus, and I found out these guys are even worse than I thought. Now, I already thought they were bad. I'm talking about these tech companies. I thought they were bad. These guys are worse than I even have imagined. They got helpers. And these guys don't care either. And those terms of services that you guys are clicking on, these apps and doing all this stuff, you're not reading them. You don't even understand what they're doing to individuals, what information you're giving them. You don't understand. You're thinking, oh, I'm just giving them, oh, yeah, they said they allow my pictures, allow my microphone, allow my Bluetooth. You don't even know what you're doing. On this thing right here, you just opened up. So when they want to look at your stuff without your permission, you gave them permission in the terms of service. They're looking through your stuff. Just so you understand. And they're looking through your laptop. They're looking through your tablet. You have an app on here that goes to your house. Security systems. Now they're looking in your house, looking at your neighbors, do you understand? I know, this sounds way out there, but no, you don't understand where you live. They're taking full advantage of you, not just by that, but also now they have all your information, your contacts, your videos, your friends, your family, everything that's on your phone. They can look at your ID, fingerprints, face ID, all of it. Do you understand? They can ruin your life in a heartbeat. Some people they have already. They messed with mine. The government has done that before. They change records. So again, when somebody starts saying comply, do you know who you're complying with? Just keep this in mind, all right? This is why you got to get your assets. This is why you have to protect yourself by ownership. Because once they they can steal it, but you have to have ownership to begin with in order to survive. And you got to put it in a structure where legally it stays locked. That's the other thing. They weaponize the justice system. There's literally laws, and you can bribe judges, you can bribe prosecutors, you can bribe the system. So just keep this in mind when you are wanting to be one of the monsters on the street, that trying to be a good guy. There are other monsters that are the bad guys. And the bad guys are winning. And the good guys who want to do something, the cost of entry is too extreme. Unless you have somebody that has a skill set, and people that are going to, if you don't have it, we're going to find out how to make it work. That's what it takes. Because these guys are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to stay ahead. And it all has to run through your internet ISP. It has to run through, you're on a computer, you're on a server. These guys are infiltrating the servers of other companies so they can find out what people are doing. Once you understand this basic thing, if you think this is far-fetched, again, the United States government changed my birth date in the system in 1992. I had a little dust up with the federal government. I always wondered why I would always apply for credit, and I never really needed credit. So I never really cared. They would come back and they would ask me, my score is like 740, 730, 750. They would come back and ask me, hey, we need to double check. We need to send, can you send in an ID? I'm like, what? This all of a sudden started. I go from showing up in places and I would give people my social security number. You know, when you used to apply for credit card at a store, like I'd go to a store, I don't have a card. They would say, oh, but we got a special. If you just apply for the card, you don't have to use it. Then da 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 da. As soon as they see my stuff, they would say, oh, you can get whatever you want. There's no, you don't even have a limit. And so I went from that until all of a sudden one day they go, we need to see your ID just to make sure it's you. They would never say nothing else. I was like, what do you mean? It's me. I gave you my birth date. I gave you my ID. What are you talking about right now? Little did I know, in their system, they saw the day after as my birth date. And this also goes to your credit bureaus. So now, when I had applied for things ever since then, it was always weird, and they would always come back with, oh yeah, we can only give you a limit of like $1,000. I was like, I don't really care. I just need it because I'm going to out the country, and I just need, I'm getting a car rental. So I just need it for deposit anyhow. I don't really care about the cards. I never cared. I never even used the cards I had, but I got rid of almost all of them. And then I was like, you know what? I'm leaving the country. Let me get a couple of cards. And that's when they come back with this $1,000, $1,500 limits. I never realized what, I was like, that's kind of weird. Why am I getting these low limits? I said, oh, F it. Don't matter. So for 20 years, 30 years, I didn't know nothing about it. I kept getting these, you know, you get these statements from Social Security, and all I would ever do was throw it away, right? I'm like, okay, that's nice. I'm not getting Social Security anytime soon. Throw it away. Then about 8 years ago, I said, you know what? I've never even opened one of these things. I opened up one of them. It said, you know what? You should go online and sign up and make sure you're in the system and everything's good. Make sure everything shows your this stuff. And I said, okay, let me go in here. I went in there. I couldn't log into the website. I was like, what is this? I told this story before. What is going on right now? What do you mean I can't? It doesn't match our records. Hold on. Social Security number, birth date, my name. What the hell is going on? So I'm thinking it's a glitch. Because, you know, it's like 10 at night, 9 at night, whatever. I'm like, whatever. There must be a glitch. Wait, I mean, it's obviously I know my birth date. I know what my birth certificate says. It's not like it's missing in action. And it's like, what are you talking about right now? So I blow it off. 6 months go by. Another 8 months. Get another letter. Hey, Social Security letter. I'm like, oh yeah, I tried to sign up. I forgot all about it. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to sign up. Trying to sign up, they got an error. So that's when I call. Now this time it's daytime during normal business hours. So I figured maybe it was just late night update or something. I go in. Sure enough, not happening. It doesn't match. I'm like, what the? Okay, this is a little more serious. What do you mean it doesn't match? So now I call up. I'm on hold for a minute. Finally, somebody answers. I said, yeah, I'm having a problem. I can't log on the website because it says I don't have a match or something. Social Security person says, what's your birth date? I said the 14th, July. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, what are you talking about right now? I'm like, are you joking with me? She's like, no, I just need to check because our records don't show this. What did you just say? And that's when all of a sudden all this stuff goes back in my brain. I'm like, I remember in the 90s, all of a sudden my credit was like, even though I had a high credit score, it was like doo doo. I was like, this is crazy right now. Are you kidding me? She says, yeah, it's not the right date. We need you to upload whatever, your birth certificate or something, just so we can double check. And I'm like, well, what's the date? What's going on? I can't tell you. I'm like, what do you mean? What are you saying? I just told you. She's like, I can't tell you. We need you to load up some proof or come into the Social Security Administration office. I said, oh my God, are you kidding me right now? I said, is this for real? I said, okay. At the time, though, I wasn't where my birth certificate was. So I was like, okay, I don't really care. I'll get it back to you whenever. Because I wasn't turning 65 at the time anytime soon. So I'm sitting there like, this is wild. This whole damn time. This whole time in the 90s, when all of a sudden my high score mattered little and people were asking me to send in my ID, come sign some papers to say it's me and all this crazy nonsense. I'm like, oh my God. So now I just wait around, and one day I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? Because I had beef with the federal government. So I was like, oh, I want to go see who did it. So finally I go down to the Social Security office, and I went in Cali. So I go in the office, give them my info at the window. All of a sudden, next thing I know, they're like, oh, you might be 10 minutes. 10 minutes go by. 15 minutes go by. 20 minutes go by. 30 minutes go by. I'm like, what the hell? I see people that came in after me going in the back rooms and doing whatever. All of a sudden they call me and they have me go in a different section. And I started laughing. I said, of course, this is funny. So I go down, see the Social Security guy. It's a guy, he comes in. I said, yeah, man, it's weird. They told me I had to bring in my certified birth certificate because my birth date is incorrect. And can you look up who did the change in 1992? And that's when he came back with the answer. There's no information who changed it. I said, hold on. When you log in, it's a government site. You have to have time, date stamp, and login credential. It's supposed to be in the system. He goes, yeah, I know, but for some reason, there's no name, no reference. It's all blank. I said, oh, of course it is. So again, I've told this story before. You don't know where you live. Some of us do. So get on with the matrix situation, because that's what this is, and protect yourself out here. I'm out, because once again, thank you so much again for being here, listening to the little story. But again, share the videos with everybody. Be safe out here, because you never know what somebody's going through. Right? I could have thrown at the window chairs doing all this, made a real scene like, hey, dude, you need to come up with somebody's name real fast. But it's a good thing they were behind glass. Quite frankly. Because actually, I did want to know, because this is what I was telling people back then. Not that I didn't know about the birth date being changed in the federal government system. But I was telling people what happened to me and the government what they did, and people were all like, you must have did something wrong. Obviously, they wouldn't do anything unless you did something wrong. What are you not telling us? What are you not telling me? Nothing. I'm like the Olympian who's taking the paint out of the water, out of the monument area, or out of that pool, and then all of a sudden some police and everybody and federal government agency comes in and says, we're arresting you for vandalism. And can you imagine the people are telling them, man, you must have did something wrong. You must did something wrong. That's the only reason the DOJ would arrest you. It must be something. Yeah, listen to that bullshit. Again, do you know where you live? All right, ladies and gentlemen, just be safe out here because you never know what's going to happen, what somebody's going through. You never know in this day and age. It could be anything. It could be attacks online, attacks in somebody's yard, attacks at work, attacks at school. Just went through a shooting again. Yes, 2 days ago, somebody else went on a little shooting spree. You never know what somebody's going through, so just be level-headed, stay cool out here, because you never know. It's dangerous in America. So just be safe with your loved ones. Make sure they're safe, your family, your friends, and be one of the good humans. Try to help people out. Because, you know, there is such a thing as karma. And with all that said, make sure you keep your head up. Keep moving.